everybody, welcome back. I'm Tina.
And I'm Kelly.
And today we're going to talk about the value of adding debate to your homeschool curriculum. So obviously this is for those older kids, maybe 12 on up, so maybe 7th grade all the way up through high school. Now, Kelly, I know that this is a really powerful statement, but honestly, I have to say that I think that debate is the best thing that we've done in our homeschool years. Okay. Yeah. And the reason why is because I feel like it's the culmination of so many years of their education. It adds in life skills that you want these children to have. So it teaches them how to listen without interrupting, which is always a good skill to have, whether you're a child or a spouse even. It teaches them how to research, how to focus on what's my main point that's going to, get across what I want to say, and how to get rid of the extraneous material. It teaches you how to think of a well-reasoned answer, how to think logically, and then present yourself in a way that is articulate, it is graceful to your opponent, and you speak with clarity and conciseness. I also feel that in the competition realm, when you speak, you're always focused on the hearer, which is the judge. And I think in life, that's a great skill to have, is that our communication is always focused on the hearer, so that we try to formulate our words to make sure that the person on the opposite end can understand. And I just feel like debate, it really is the well-rounded key that takes all of that and puts it together, and many years of education, and helps them to use those thoughts and use those skills to present. So.
And I agree with all of that. It did take us a few years, as you know. Tina did a lot of convincing to get us on the debate train. I think Austin's been doing it for 3 years now?
4 years, yeah.
3 years now. And it has been amazing in his life. It's been fabulous for him. Now, my eldest daughter has some special needs, and so for her, it wasn't even an option. The critical thinking and the research and the things that it took, it just wasn't in the realm of capabilities for her. With debate, you do have to be committed. And I do believe that you as a parent have to be committed.
Yes.
It can't be something that you just hand this topic to your child and say, go for it.
Well, especially when they're younger.
Yes.
Right? As they get older, they learn to do a lot more of the researching on their own. But yeah, when they're younger, you really have to lead them into it.
Yes. And also personalities. My middle daughter, it wasn't her thing. And sometimes you're going to have that. And I think as parents, you need to know your child. And if it's not their thing, and it's amazing that all of your kids, it seemed to be all of your kids' things, and that was great. But as of right now, it's only been one of my children's things, but it's really his thing, and he really does love it, and I love judging it, and I love being a part of it, and it, like you said, it takes all of those things that we've been working towards, and even teaching them to be good losers.
Oh, absolutely.
And that to me was teaching them to be humble and good sportsmanships, and to watch these young people, battle it out, but then at the end go and
high five
and to be great friendships. And I think he's made some of the best friendships through this debate, and it's just been
the camaraderie that they have too. So Kelly and I participate in a national Christian speech and debate league, and so today we're just focusing on the debate aspect. They offer 2 forms of debate. The first is Lincoln Douglas, that's called value debate, and that is a one-on-one debate. and they're debating values. So one year they debated on whether the U.S. should value free trade above fair trade. You would have an affirmative case and you would have a negative case. So one of your cases would be for free trade, one would be for fair trade. You found out right before the round if you were going to be affirmative or negative, and you go in and you argue that one. What our children do more of is policy debate, team policy debate. So by the name you can tell it's 2 on 2. And so you have partners, and with policy debate, you act as legislators. This year, the topic that they are all debating is that the European Union should substantially reform its immigration policies. And so a team of 2 would get together and they would research that and then formulate a case that they would present when they're affirmative. And when they're negative, this team doesn't present their case. They only say why the affirmative team's plan should not be passed. And so it really delves into that critical thinking aspect. They have to start to understand things that are of a much more mature level. I mean, we're talking about EU and immigration, you know. And so the fun thing in the competition is that you have to, because when you're negative, you go against all the affirmative team's plans. You have to find out what all the different teams' plans are. And so that kind of creates strategies
and the hard thing is you may be going against your own affirmative plan.
Right.
And so you may have spent all this time coming up with an affirmative plan, but now you have to go against it.
Right.
So now you're poking holes in your own plan. Now in real life, now my son is dual enrolled in a college course, and the teacher is a very liberal teacher who is making him stand up against things that are real life things. And so now he's taking these skills that he's learned in debate,
yes,
and having to go up against an elder,
yes,
and say, okay, you know, you're going to poke holes. And she looked at him and she said, you know, if your faith is as strong as you say that it is, couldn't you put yourself in somebody else's shoes? And so he now has to respond to that in a loving
yes,
in a loving manner, and not respond in an emotional manner.
yes,
You know,
and that's what debate
and
teaches.
that's what debate teaches. And he is able to respond to that with, okay, I'm not going to respond in an emotional manner. I'm going to respond calm, cool, collective,
right,
because I've been taught to.
Right.
And so
we're going to bring our boys on so that you can hear right from the horse's mouth
Yes.
what they think about debate.
Hey, I'm Jaden. I'm Tina's son.
And I'm Austin, Kelly's son.
And today we got roped into doing, which was originally going to be an interview, turned out to be an extemporaneous, impromptu speech on, I guess, debate. So basically, we're going to answer the question how debate has helped us in our lives. What skills have we learned that we've been able to apply to our life? So why don't we start with you, Austin?
Yeah, so NCFCA has really taught me how to respond quickly and in a Christ-like manner. So like with my college courses, they talk about some tough topics, and I've learned through NCFCA how to talk confidently and also to talk boldly and also quickly. And classes are not that long, so you only have a limited amount of time to talk, and also in a Christ-like manner so that people are not going to be offended.
Yeah, that's super important. And for me, I've also learned that it's not just the communication part, the actual speaking part of communication, but also the listening part of communication. It was something that, I struggled with at first, because in debate, we're supposed to flow down all of our arguments when the speaker's speaking. We're supposed to keep track of what they're saying so we can get up and respond to them in the next speech. At first I kind of struggled with that. I was just so focused on what was in my head, what I was going to say next, that I kind of just neglected to listen to what the opponent was saying. I call the opponent, but you know what I mean, the debate opponent. And then write down what he or she was saying so that I could effectively respond. And I found that if I actually took the time to listen, as my critical thinking skills and communication skills developed, I could come up with arguments against those arguments or rebuttals during prep time, but it was important to spend the time listening when the opponent was speaking rather than just prepping all of my arguments out. That was something that's really been important to me, is the skill of listening to other people, and also of speaking and communicating.
Yeah, and as a beginning debater, that can be like super nerve-wracking. You're thinking, I only have like 5 minutes, I gotta write my responses down now. But your responses are gonna be a million times better if you're worried about listening to other people, because then your responses are gonna be way more well thought out, and you can speak more confidently knowing, hey, I listened to them and here's my answer.
Yeah, and it's also super embarrassing when you get up there and give this whole 5-minute speech on something and they come up there and said, that's completely not what we said at all. And that's happened to me plenty of times. I don't know about you.
I read the wrong case once.
Yeah,
so
okay, so it's happened to him. All right, what do you say? It's revenge time, and we find a way to rope our moms back into this. Sign you off. Jaden Piper.
Austin Stitzel.
So that's all for now. We'll see you next time.
God bless and have a good one.